Wargaming are finally removing some of the World War II premium tanks, and next week will be the first wave of many waves where they'll be removing some of the premium vehicles from the premium tech tree so that you can no longer actually buy them. They will be just removed, so all you can see is the stats of the vehicles. You just won't be able to purchase them, but some of them will come back for special sales in quotation marks in the future is what Wargaming is saying. So what vehicles are they? Of course, today's update news will cover everything for next week, and this is just one part of it. But essentially, we've got the T55A, the Valor T95 FE 4201. As a brief, it's basically tier 9 and 10 vehicles only, the premiums that they're removing. All of them will be at a 30% discount for the next week, as in this week upcoming. They'll be available for 30% off, so you can pick up the T55A, the Valor, the T95, the Object 260, the Object 907, the M60, the Quillin, the 121B, the VKK, and the T22. So they're all available at 30% off. They're all premium tier 10 vehicles and tier 9 on the T55A. But ultimately, the ones that if you haven't already got them and you're wanting to spend money on World of Tanks console and picking up, I would recommend getting yourself the T95 FE 4201 Chieftain or the Valor, whichever one you'd prefer to own. But these vehicles were released for free, and they'll probably come up at a free earn operation at some point anyway, so you can basically pick those up. The other one of mention that we can mention is the WZ111 Quillin, and also the VKK is another really good one at the same time. The rest of them, still good tanks, but probably wouldn't want to focus them first if you haven't got the rest of them. But yeah, that's generally the overview. Of course, let me know what you think about Wargaming removing some of the premium tech tree vehicles. It'd be nice to see the removal of the Panzer V4 from sale to the point where they just never sell it again. That would be really nice for them to do that, but whether we'll actually see that or whether this is just a scheme, so Wargaming remove a lot of these tanks and then relist them on sale at like ridiculous prices, so that if you want, for example, just the T55A, they'll only release it as part of a bundle, which you'll have to buy the T55A and some random premium that you don't even want to be able to purchase it for it and that will basically mean that you're paying more gold to be able to pick up the one tank that you wanted rather than the two that you actually ended up getting. So other than that, what other information do we have? So there is a fair bit that we've got for next week. It's primarily upon the kind of the bonuses and boosts that you can get. But first things first, let's kind of do a quick recap of what happened last week. So there was a big kind of mode in addition, which is the Halloween mode, so everyone can play it. You can jump in, you can play the game mode, and you can also grind out to get some Halloween tanks for free as well. These are premium vehicles, things like the Lycan. You can pick up the Goranich, you can pick up loads of different of the monster tanks that Wargaming have on World of Tanks console, so you can basically pick those up if you really want to. Ultimately, it's down to you as to which vehicle you pick up, but you just have to complete a set of points and then unlock the tank that you want using those points. It's free, don't worry, you don't have to go out and spend money. You also get the boosters, so you can earn some boosters and silver XP, as well as having a ton of bonus kind of bundles that they have, and there's loads of really good tanks in here actually this week, but I wouldn't go out of your way to go and purchase them. Next week, however, we have the Czechoslovakian Nation Day, or National Day, and this gives you a 200% XP for the first win of each vehicle, for all vehicles, not only Czech vehicles, so you can pick up a 3 times XP bonus for the first win of the day in any vehicle that you play next week, and also you'll be able to get some Czech tank bundles that include the Skoda T56, the Tiger A18 and the Lioness. Skoda T56 is absolutely broken, and we'll have a video coming out soon on this vehicle, the Tier 8 Premium that has the double autoloader, or the two-shot autoloader that is just like 920 alpha or something like that in the two shells. And of course it has the Czechoslovakian intraclip reload, which is basically nothing. So yeah, it's a really, really nice tank and super good in the game. So we'll do a review of that for you guys if you want to catch up on this vehicle or just see some nice gameplay. Other than that, the Tiger A18 and the Lioness. Now, both of those vehicles are okay. They're nothing too particularly special, so I wouldn't go out of my way to go and purchase them. And then there's also a new set of Halloween Commanders, and they'll be available in 5 separate bundles, 1 mega bundle and 4 bundles with 4 commanders included in each. And then the tanks reforged. So this is usually the bit that I'm most interested in because it helps me out, grind through various different tech tree lines and stop spending so much silver on the game. So the line this week is the Chinese light tanks coming up. So the WZ132-1, including all of the tanks leading up to it. So you're seeing that they will be getting the on-track event. So there'll be an extra 25% XP and 30% silver discount between tiers 3 and tier 6, and then 50% between tiers 3 and tier 6, and then 30% silver discount between tiers 7 and tiers 10. So yeah, decent amount of silver off, and of course the extra 25% bonus XP when playing them. The tanks have also been upgraded, so they're receiving some buffs, and the WZ132 is getting improved speed, gun handling, view range, and all-around improved gun. So this is really, really nice for you Chinese light tank players, including the Tier 9 as well, which will be getting improved handling, turret rotation speed, and reduced penetration loss over distance for the AP round. You'll also see the WZ132 getting reduced penetration loss over distance, so that's the only thing that tank's getting buffed. And then the tier 10 to tier 6, the gun depression for this line was increased from 5 to 6 degrees, so that's really, really nice actually. So I'm looking forward to using 6 degrees of gun depression with these Chinese tanks. And then the German tier 9 T55A premium tank will receive improved penetration and reload to give it an edge over its competitors. So of course the tank that they're removing with this update is going to get buffed next week. Do note, this tank is one of those that will be made unavailable for purchase from the premium tech tree and is on sale now. It's not like Wargaming to drop in some, please buy this tank because it's getting buffed and it will be so much better and it will be an edge over its competitors. Go out and buy it because you won't be able to buy it after this. So yeah, it's kind of definitely a in-your-face kind of go and buy this, but there you go. I mean, the tank in general is a fairly decent tank, so getting it a couple of buffs is going to be nice. Premium tech tree removal, so obviously we've already gone through all of that, and you'll be able to have a look at that later on as it actually comes in when they start introducing further kind of removals from the premium tech tree, because at the moment there's pretty much every tank on sale in the premium tech tree, so back in the day they never used to do that. Now, miscellaneous, it's basically just a ton of information on who's done the most damage and all of the various different Halloween mode tanks and Halloween's tanks, and yeah, it's kind of boring, to be honest with you. So let's skip ahead and see some more information on the competitive scene. So Wargaming have been talking about the competitive scene, and they've been working hard to help support the competitive. So they'll basically be giving some keycards, premium time, and approved emblems, and also a gold or premium tank of choice up to tier 8/era 2. So you can either pick the gold or you can pick a premium tank between up to tier 8 or era 2 in Cold War. Games begin tomorrow, so as of the recording of this and publishing of this video, it is today, so you can basically see that if you want to. They'll be shown on Twitch if you want to have a look. I mean, the World of Tanks console will be miles down in the Twitch list, so you can have a look if you really want to. But yeah, it's basically just the competitive, and you can also join the Discord server by going on the World of Tanks console main Discord server if you want to. So there's that. Also, a lead game designer chat with Ricky Tiki Tave, who is a really, really good YouTuber. I really do enjoy his content, and it was a good chat where he went through some of the stuff. It is a really long podcast, so it's about an hour and 40 minutes, I believe, off the top of my head. But it's kind of interesting to see how the lead game designer thinks about the game and the kind of vision in which they want to take the game in the future. But yeah, so have a look at that if you're interested. Other than that, we have the questions. So this is always the most interesting bit, I would say, of the whole news. And this is where you guys ask questions to Wargaming and Wargaming try and reply to them. So why is Grim Graveyard in custom games but not Dead City? We tested it out in custom games and also replaced Himmelsdorf in regular Matchmaker, but we ran some performance testing and it wasn't performing well. It had frame drops and lighting issues, so wasn't included. Seems very random that they wouldn't include it in custom games. Don't quite know why they wouldn't do that. Is it possible to get the hull armor values added to the Tankopedia? With the current layout, there wouldn't be a good spot for this, so it's honestly better to look at these in-game. I don't disagree. Any update on Artillery 2.0? They are coming this year, but we won't unveil the content till a later stream. Whoa, I can't wait for Artillery Update 2.0. They've already nerfed Artillery anyway by introducing the mechanics whereby you can now see the shells coming into you, so they keep back and forwarding. 1 minute they're saying like, oh yeah, Arty 2.0, we've already kind of done it with Artillery, we're happy with how they're performing. Then the next thing that they release is like, oh no, yeah, we're definitely nerfing Artillery again, we're going to be reducing the alpha of the T92. Then the next time that there's someone asks them, they're like, oh, no, we've already balanced them. Trust us, like, we've balanced Artillery. And then, like, 2 weeks later, same thing happens. Oh, yeah, we'll be doing something. We won't unveil any information about it. Yeah, it's just kind of annoying at this point. And they've been talking about nerfing Arty for probably, like, 6 or 7 years at this point. So I'm not expecting anything, to be honest with you. And anything that they do implement, I'm not particularly holding out too much hope for them being very balanced anyway. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if the tests come in. Hopefully they test it first before just saying, yep, this is a blanket statement, Artillery are going to be like this indefinitely. It would be better if they tested it out for a few weekends or something like that. Anyway, any tier 10 tech tree sales coming? Nothing coming soon, so you will not be able to get any tier 10 tech tree sales. So that's where they basically release all of the tier 10s on sale for like 30% off or whatever it is. So they're not doing any of that at the moment. Can you make the T72 M1 skin available for purchase? Sure. We have already asked our team to make this happen. So, I mean, that's good if you want to purchase the T72 M1 skin. Any chance of a Christmas reward system like PC has? So I'm not entirely sure what they're on about with this. I'm wondering if it's about the kind of you open the boxes, loot boxes. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But obviously there is the well-deserved rewards as well. So I'm not entirely sure if it's like kind of intertwined. I don't know. But yeah, they can certainly look into some improvements and have a ticket out for this. Any plans for Japanese Tds? No, not at this time. Any plans for new achievements? No. Any plans to bring back from the Vault sales? Yes, I'm sure something will come in the near future. So Vault sales, I believe, are where they release like the tier 1s and 2s for sale again. Or tanks that were in the game but then kind of got like taken out because maybe they were performing badly or something like that, so they remove them and then yeah, they release them out for you to actually purchase again. Any Cold War vehicles coming? Not yet. Wheeled vehicles, that is. Not yet. We still have some bugs to iron out before we can bring these to the game. Any plans to bring in an Abram variant? No, there's nothing currently in the schedule, but we plan to bring in more unique tanks, so this is always good. Any unique tanks are always good for the game. When will you release the next tech tree line? Next year. Interesting. Pretty sure that they said that they were bringing in a tech tree line for the Cold War vehicles this year, and then they were bringing in a World War II tech tree line next year. So I'm not sure if this relates to just the World War II mode as opposed to Cold War, but we'll have to wait and see. What's the next Merc tank contract? It is the Stinger. So this is the tier 6 light tank that is actually really, really good. I do enjoy the Stinger. It's kind of a bit of a clubber, to be honest with you. But yeah, maybe we'll do a video when this contract comes in, because I did actually really enjoy that vehicle. Are we having any changes to the Spectator HUD? Yes, we will continue to make changes each big update. Whoa, still not going to be able to actually see where someone's aiming in there, and you won't be able to see the reload in the HUD or anything like that, I don't reckon. It would be so much better to have like an actual like visual representation when zooming in on the tank or something like that, but unfortunately we just don't have that on console, which kind of sucks. Like on PC, you can actually see where someone's aiming, everything that a player would see when playing the game. On console, you basically just see an outline of a circle, and then every single time that they fire, a massive puff of smoke appears, and you can't see anything that happens. You don't see any outlines of anything that's in the game. There's basically no point in you looking down the scope. You might as well just be third-personing the tank and seeing where they're shooting, because you'll be able to kind of pinpoint it a lot easier. EBR handling isn't great. Can you improve it? We heard players were happy how they turned out, but if there's any specific issues you have, then please let us know. I completely agree. I'd rather have the EBRs being rubbish, or at least like not disgustingly OP to kind of maneuver, because it's just not fun when they just YOLO in and they're not even like particularly great on console. I just keep them as they are. There's no point in trying to change the handling and then end up actually breaking them, and then everyone's complaining that there's wheeled vehicles like they were on PC. Just literally don't do anything with them. What's the next map coming after Corellia and Swamp? Airfield will come next year. Yes, finally, the unterrible version of Sunset Coast, the original version, Airfield, which is basically a desert variant of Sunset Coast, even though Airfield came first, and then Sunset Coast was basically just a jungly version of Airfield, because they couldn't make another map. They just revamped one and then said, this is a new map. Anyway, not going to get into it, but yeah, the next map after Corellia and Swamp will be Sunset Coast. So really, really happy about that. Big thumbs up from me. I'm looking forward to seeing Airfield back in the game. Of course, let me know what you think about all of the news. It's a fairly short one, nothing too major, nothing catastrophic for the game within this next week. But maybe that will happen in the week following. Of course, it doesn't take long for Wargaming to release something controversial, or for some news to come out that's a little bit on the cusp of being strange. But there we go. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget, if you want to check out any kind of guides, any tech tree lines, any kind of stuff like that, then check out the channel. There's loads of playlists that you can have a look at. There'll be some on screen right now. And also, if you have any things that you'd like me to cover in upcoming videos, leave them in the comment section down below as well. So hopefully you'll see me in the next one, and I hope that I'll see you in the comment section, and I'll see you there. Goodbye.